everybody, welcome into Farm Cooking with Nan. Today we're going to be making a chocolate cake. It's a cream cheese chocolate cake, okay? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put, let me get it out of my, I've got one, I just had it in the microwave to soften it up a little bit. I've got 2 sticks of butter and 1 8-ounce thing of cream cheese, and they're all softened, okay? I'll put them in my mixer. We're gonna put a couple more things with them, and we'll add the dry. Okay, next we're gonna put in, let's see, we're gonna put in, we got the 1 cup, well, the 2 sticks of softened butter. We've got the 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. We're going to put in a third a cup of milk. Third a cup of milk. And then we're going to put in a 1/4 a cup of water. I'm going to go ahead and throw my, because I need my little measuring cup. I'm going to put in my 1/4 a cup of white sugar, and then I'm going to put in a 1/4 a cup of water. Hang with me now. 1/4 a cup of water. Then we're going to go ahead and put in 4 eggs, and I'm going to break them in a separate dish. I'm going to use this to catch my shells, okay? You want your eggs and your all your other, your butter, your cream cheese, all at room temperature, okay? So we got 4 eggs there. I'll save my egg shells. You know, you can put those in, I like to put them in the oven, let them dry out. You can feed them to your chickens. As my mama used to say, she'd say, take these egg shells back up there and toss them out in the hen house. And she'd say, she used to say it would help to make their eggs a little stronger. You know, I'm talking about like the egg shells a little stronger. Now, remember I put a 1/4 of a cup of sugar in this too. I'm going to take it and beat it up real good and be back. We've got that all beat up. Now, let's put a tablespoon of vanilla in there, okay? Just a tad bit more. I'm going to put my dry ingredients in there now. I'm going to put 1 box of, this is Devil's Food Cake. You can use any kind of chocolate if you want to use a chocolatey fudge recipe. But what I had in the house was Devil's Food Cake, so that's what I'm using. I'll set this here so y'all can see that. I'm going to put 1 in there. And remember, I already added my sugar in with my cream cheese because I needed the measuring device. Do you remember? I'm going to put a 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And remember, I put a 1/4 a cup of sugar. I'm going to say that again in there. That almost makes up for the lack of I'm sorry, I'm very thirsty today. I'm a drinker anyway. I drink loads of water. Just crave it. I'm not diabetic, so, you know, don't anybody panic, but I do love, hang on a minute, let me see. I put 1 Devil's Food Cake mix in there. I put 1 chocolatey fudge instant pudding. This is a 3.9 ounce box. I'm gonna put it in there. I like to get up in them little corners. You just don't think that there is stuff up in them corners, but there is. Okay, now let me see if I've got everything. I've put in so far 1/3 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of water, 4 eggs. I put in 1 cup of unsalted butter, which is 2 sticks of butter. I put in 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese, and I put in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 box of chocolate cake mix. Devil's food is what I used. And I put in 1/4 cup of sugar, white sugar, 1/3 cup, let me see if I'm looking at my numbers. No, 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and 1 3.9 ounce box of instant chocolate pudding. And I used the fudgy one, okay? And we're gonna beat this up really good, okay? Okay, while our cake is being beat in the KitchenAid mixer, you can use a hand mixer if you want to. I'm going to take my pan coating and I'm going to coat my Bundt pan. You can use a tube pan or a Bundt pan. If you say, Nan, I don't have a Bundt pan, then, you know, I guess just bake it in a 9x13 baking dish or a baking pan. Not everybody has a Bundt pan or a tube pan. I understand that. You can bake it in whatever you've got to bake it in, honey. I always have questions about that. So we're just going to coat this up real quick. If you've not used my pan coating, you've got to go over there and use the pan coating, because if you've had trouble, I've had people that said they'd had trouble with cake, maybe Christmas cakes. In fact, one of them told me that they had made a cake with the orange slices. That old recipe's been in some of the old books for a long time. And they said they baked that and they always had a problem with maybe it sticking here and there and yonder. Let me tell you, he said, once I used this, it came out like a whistle. So let me grab my cake. I've got my my oven heated to 325. Look at that nice thick batter. Yes, I'm beating on the side of the pan. Oh, mercy. I'm sorry to take so much time. This is a simple recipe, but it's really good. We're going to bake it at 325. Each oven, that's hurting my finger. Each oven is different. Y'all know your oven, you can get a oven calibrator thing. I think you can get it at Walmart. But it can tell you, you can put it in your oven and it will tell you what your oven temperature is. But I'm going to bake this for about close to an hour. I will start checking it at about 50 minutes. You want your toothpick to come out clean. I have a lot of people that says, Nan, how many I mean, how many minutes do you bake it? Well, I'm going to tell you something. Each oven, just like I just got through saying, each oven is different. Each oven is different. And so, therefore, you have to realize that you need to start checking it. And whenever, you know, I can give you a guesstimation, but you have to check your own cakes, because your oven may run totally different than mine, and you'll say, oh, that was baked too long or whatever. Youngins, get you a toothpick or a skewer and check your cake. Check your cake, okay? I can just give you a guesstimation. That's not saying absolutely that that's what it's going to take. I'm going to smooth this out. My family's going to come tomorrow, and I'm going to be feeding them. And I tried to bake something that I knew the kids would like. They love chocolate cake. So I thought, well, this will be a hit. I had somebody say, Nan, don't use your finger. Well, you know what? When you're eating at my house, I won't use my finger, okay? But right now, I wipe it off, and then I wash my hands. Guarantee you I wash my hands probably more than you all. Make sure there's no bubbles in there. My oven is at 325, and it just went off, so I'm going to pop it in the oven, and we're going to set our sights for close to an hour, okay? Be right back. Okay, we're back, and we're getting ready to do the Ganache, chocolate Ganache. I'm putting 1 cup of nice thick whipping cream. 1 cup. And I'm going to pop it in the microwave. And I'm going to start to, I don't want it to boil, but I want it to just start to simmer, okay? So I'm going to put it on about 1 minute. Okay. If you hear something in the background, my husband's watching TV. Now, while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm cooking supper too, if you see a mess. I'm going to put in 2 cups of, these are, let's see what we got. Milk chocolate. You can use, if you want to, and you want the darker, you can use, well, 1 12-ounce bag. You can use the semi-sweet, whatever you want, okay? I'm going to wait a minute and come right back when that's ready. Okay, it had just started to boil around the edge, took about 1 minute and 45 seconds. I'm going to just make sure all these are in the milk, in the heavy whipping cream. And I'm going to set them aside and let them sit for about 5 minutes, okay? We'll be back and we'll mix up our Ganache. Let's stir it up a little bit right now. I gave it just a stir right before. You want all that to dissolve. You can stir it some and then set it to the side and let it sit a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and mix mine completely up. Once it's all dissolved and everything, all that's melted, then I'm going to set it over there, and I'm going to remove my cake from the oven, and I'm going to let it cool completely before we put any Ganache on it. And that'll give my Ganache just a little bit of time to thicken up. It's, you know, got a little bit in my, a few in there that hasn't melted. I'm just going to keep stirring, and we'll remove that cake in a minute and let it cool. Got our cake out of the oven. We put it on a sheet, and we are letting it cool. It is already cool to the touch. Here's our Ganache. 2 cups of, I didn't use semi-sweet. I used milk chocolate because that's what I had. Get this over here. And then we're just going to drizzle it. Over our cake. Now, if you're making ganache and you want to keep it overnight and put it on something the next day, take you a piece of saran wrap or plastic wrap, whatever you got. And put it over your bowl and push the plastic right down on top of the ganache to where the ganache is just right against the plastic, touching it. And then set it in the refrigerator or wherever you're going to set it overnight and let it, that's sort of dripping there, and let it sit overnight. I'm going to put just a little bit more. Just a little bit more here. This is going to be delicious. Okay, that'll be plenty. I can save that other for some ice cream, to go on some ice cream or whatever. I want to show you. Is that pretty? Look at that. I hope y'all get to make you one. It'll be great for any occasion, anything you got going on. It'll be great for it. So I just want to tell y'all that I love you. Tell you how much the Lord loves you. It's sometimes we get busy with holidays, we get busy with things happening around us, and we end up getting a little flustered or getting short-tempered. I know I do, especially if my back's hurting and I feel bad. Sometimes it's hard for me to keep that smile on my face and be nice to everybody. So y'all just take a deep breath and go off in another room and just pray a little bit and say, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. I say it out loud. My husband, sometimes he'll say, who are you talking to? I say, just talking to the Lord. So, you know, I hope that you all have a blessed new year, a healthy, happy new year with this season coming up in 2024. And I just want to tell y'all that you all mean the world to me. And I want to thank you for everything that you all have done for me this year, all the gifts, even this was a gift, the carrier that goes on top of it. Just so nice. And I appreciate so much how much that you all have done for me. And I love you. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. And I love sharing my life with you. I'll see y'all next time. And till then, remember how much the Lord loves you. Okay? I'll see you next time.